And we're back with Chef Forrest Waldo joining us this morning from High Plains Bison. Bison is back.
Yes, it is. I've got a really great recipe for this morning. We're going to do a charred bison ribeye with garlic wilted spinach.
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
It's
very
real
flavorful.
Simple. Oh, very flavorful, and we're going to make a little blend.
Okay.
So I've taken some olive oil and sea salt, black pepper, and then oregano. And you make a little paste, and you just put that paste onto the steak and smooth it all around, and then you preheat your char pan or your grill outside. Make sure you get it really hot.
Oh, good catch. Live TV, and you pulled it off there.
So you make sure your pan is smoking hot. In
Okay.
fact, you want a little bit of smoke coming off of it. And this is a cast iron grill pan so that it'll do that inside, or you can get the grill outside.
And if you're doing the grill outside, like my gas grill has the thermometer on the outside saying how hot it is inside.
Yes.
About what temperature are we trying to cook this
Gas
at?
grill outside, you're going to want to preheat that 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
Some people don't do that. They
Really
don't take
heat it
the
up good.
time to preheat.
Yeah.
And their steaks are all anemic. They're not nicely charred like we've got here.
All right.
So anyways,
That's the key.
smoke, put the steak on there. The smoke's going to come off it. Make sure the fan's on or you're outside. And then you're going to cook it 2.5 to 3 minutes on the first side.
Okay.
Flip. 1.5 to 2. You want to take it up to 120
half the
degrees.
time.
Half the time. Shut it off and let your steak rest like we're doing right now.
Okay,
And then we're going
perfect.
to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil to our biggest pasta pan we could find. We're going to put the whole container of spinach in there.
Ooh, and we're hearing the sizzle going too. We've got spinach flying everywhere, folks.
So stir it really quickly. This is only going to take about a minute.
Okay, and you just put a little olive oil in there.
Just
That's
a
it.
1/4 cup
Okay.
of olive oil, and now we're going to put our garlic.
Ah, there we go.
Yes, this is a garlic wilted spinach. And then we're going to put just a pinch of sea salt. Just a
right.
pinch.
I love it. I love this easy recipe.
Oh, this is really simple, especially in the morning, real quickly. You can see how much that spinach is wilted down.
Yeah, from that whole
Yep.
container.
We're going to give it another little stir, and we're just about done. All you want to do is just warm it up a little bit. You don't want to cook it too much. We're going to shut this off. Put our paste down here.
All right.
Get
Make
our
some
garlic.
space, right?
Yeah, get our garlic out of the way. Make sure our plate is fully secured.
That's one key. Keep it
And
on the
then we're
counter.
gonna put a nice big bunch of spinach right in the center. See how beautiful
And
that
you did
looks?
say the key is cooking that real quick.
Really
just
quick.
flash cooking the spinach,
Less
right?
than a minute. Now again, on the ribeye, we're just going to slice this very, very thin.
And working with bison, it's such a healthy meat.
Oh yes, bison is much leaner. Our bison is natural. And these are our ribeye steaks that we're doing this morning.
Ooh, that
Beautiful,
looks good.
beautiful
Really
meat.
juicy. You can see how tender it
Oh
is
yeah, and then
as you're
just
cutting
right
it.
there on the center of that plate, kind of fan it out. And again, we cooked it to an internal temperature of 120 degrees.
Okay.
Bison is very lean. You don't want to overcook it.
Okay.
You want to get a nice char on the outside to make a flavor crust and help seal in the flavor. Again, very, very thin. Because there's no fat, very, very thin. You have a tender eating experience.
All right.
It's going to be wonderfully luscious and juicy and flavorful. And you can see how beautiful that looks, really healthy.
It does, and all that garlic smells so good,
Oh,
too.
yes. Nice
Perfect.
colors, green and the char and the red of the bison. It is beautiful.
That is wonderful. Well, Chef Forrest Waldo, thanks so much for sharing that recipe with us. You have a couple other recipes coming up later in our show, in our 9 o'clock hour.
At our 9 o'clock, we're going to be doing High Plains Bison Cajun jambalaya. Real quick, one dish meal, very colorful, very flavorful.
Sounds complicated, but you always make things easy.
Real simple. And then we're going to finish with bison filet mignon and kind of like a cold Greek salad. Something simple, luscious, and beautiful to the eyes.
Awesome. We appreciate it. And you can find this recipe. We'll also be posting those others as we get there on thedenverchannel.com under the food tab. We'll take a break and be right back. And welcome back, Chef Forrest Waldo, also joining us once again from High Plains Bison. And we're doing a lot of cooking with bison this morning.
Yes.
Healthy meat, and it comes in sausage form as well.
Yes, it is. We have a number of different varieties this morning. We're going to be using the High Plains Bison Cajun Andouille sausage.
Okay.
And we're going to make a jambalaya. Can I get you started on
Yeah,
that?
please go right
Okay, cool.
ahead.
We're
Jump
gonna
into it.
We got my pan nice and hot. We're going to start with a little bit of vegetable oil.
Okay.
I'm going to go really quickly here. We're going to start with the garlic.
Now, do you prefer vegetable oil over olive oil? Does it add more flavor, or does it matter?
It matters in cooking. I like olive oil in this application because olive oil isn't really in Cajun food, so you don't expect that flavor to be
It
there.
adds that flavor.
Where vegetable oil is just going to provide me a medium to brown my
Okay.
vegetables. So we're going to put in 1 chopped onion, and we're going to quickly follow that up with 1 chopped green pepper. And this is a real nice dish because you can get everything done ahead of time.
Yep.
You can even put this stuff in little Ziplocs in the refrigerator, and get your prep work done 2 days ahead.
Just got to chop it up.
Oh,
Have
yeah.
the time to chop it.
Exactly,
Easy
and
enough.
it's a nice little brunch thing in the morning, too.
Oh, good idea.
We've got our bison sausage there. We cut it into pieces. Now, my friend Howard thinks I've cut these pieces too big. He would like them a little, I like them big. They look nicer. We
I think big bites today.
Yes. Well, you can cut them up, but I just to make
Sure.
a nicer presentation. Also, if you wanted to, you could grill these ahead of time.
Okay.
And
that's
then
another
cut
way to
them
do it.
up, and then it would add that grilled flavor. Now, that's not typically Cajun, but put your own little twist on it.
But some people, especially this time of year,
Oh,
like
yeah.
to use the grill as much as
Oh, yeah.
possible.
And then I like to use whatever tomatoes look the nicest at the time.
And those are ripe right now,
And yesterday,
too.
these are the Romas. They just looked really great, so I
sounds
quartered
good.
them. Now, I keep my tomatoes big because I have friends in my family.
Don't
they
like
want-
them.
And they can pick them out if I
You're
leave
right.
them big.
That's
It-
a great
it
idea.
makes
My
them happy.
husband's not a big tomato
Yeah.
eater
And
either.
then here's my second favorite thing. Paul Perdome's magic. He has a number of different seasoning blends. He just does it better than anybody.
And it's just called the magic.
Yeah,
huh?
it's magic. His barbecue magic is great. I use the meat magic for this. And we're going to sprinkle that in there.
Has it got some Lowry salt and
Well,
maybe
it has,
some chili powder?
it has
or
more
something, or what?
seasonings than it has salt. That's why I like it.
Okay.
And it has,
That's
these
good
are
for
things
people.
that are typically you would expect in a Cajun dish. So it just makes it easier
Great.
for you.
Added some spice.
Stir that around. Now we're going to add all of the sausages. And then we're going to quickly add the rice. And we want the rice to be stirred up. We want to get a little bit of oil and a little bit of the seasonings before we add any liquid. That way our dish turns out perfect.
And as you add that, you did mention to me prior to this that this type of rice actually makes really good jambalaya because it soaks up the flavor versus jasmine rice, which
Yes.
tends to put off flavor.
Yeah, and this is a par cook rice they called converted, and it just cooks quickly. You bring everything to a boil, you cover it, let it set, and it's done.
Now, see,
Look
what
how
did you just
quick is
add?
that?
I'm going to walk around here. V8, just the regular vegetable
Yeah,
juice.
I like the V8 because it has a
Perfect.
little more flavor. You could use a tomato juice if you want to. Some people use water. I like to add things that have flavor.
Yeah, add more flavor to the dish. And,
And
I
then-
am in the
and then look
lucky
at
spot
this.
today, right here before me.
How beautiful
You've
is that?
outdone yourself. That's a
look
ton
how
of
beautiful
food.
those tomatoes are, and look at those nice pieces of sausage.
How long does it take for that V8 or tomato juice to cook down?
Bring it to a boil. In 20 minutes, it's done.
Okay.
Now, your vegetables will still be a little crisp, so if you like things a little more cooked,
Yeah.
just cook it for a little more time.
Perfect.
But
Makes the
20
flavors
minutes after it's come to a boil, let it rest. And look at that. Isn't that gorgeous?
that's
All the
wonderful.
nice
It
little
smells so
vegetables.
good, too.
And this dish is so versatile. If you like red bell peppers, put red bell peppers
You're
in. If
right.
you like yellow bell peppers, put yellow bell peppers in.
Sure, whatever the
And then
flavor.
I don't use a lot of heat because if you want to add heat, put it at the end.
Add a little Tabasco,
So follow
a
my
little Cholula sauce or something.
Yeah, Tabasco is typically Cajun or
Okay,
Louisiana
good to
hot
know.
sauce. But if you, I love Cholula, especially on my eggs.
that's the big thing
yeah,
these
But
days.
you know, just a few dashes to bring it to your heat level. The recipe, which you can download online, the heat is right about a 6.
On the recipe.
So yeah, so you know
give or
it's
take,
warm, but it's
depending.
not like you have to take a cough. And if
Perfect.
you like it hot, put on the sauce.
Add a little more. Sounds
Yeah.
good. Well, thank you so much, Chef Forrest
Thank you.
Waldo, for
High
coming
Plains
in,
Bison
getting us this
Cajun
recipe.
jambalaya.
And I have to say, I tasted his other recipe that he did in our 7 o'clock hour, the bison steak
Oh, yeah,
over
the
the
charred ribeye.
wilted spinach with the garlic. Oh, delicious.
Yeah.
So
Bison's
definitely want
great.
to check out the recipes on thedenverchannel.com under the food tab. And
welcome back. We are here in Studio C with Forrest Waldo. You, a fabulous chef, High Plains Bison. Everything you've made so far this morning, it's been delicious. What do we have on the menu right now?
We're going to do a Mediterranean filet mignon. And my filet mignon, as well as my sirloin, is certified by the American Heart Association.
Okay.
So it's a red meat that your doctor says it's okay to eat.
What's the difference? Let's say if I go in and just throw, get a steak versus the bison. How much of a difference?
My meat is much leaner, depending on what you buy. Now, the filet or the tenderloins, up to 30%.
Wow.
less. Yeah.
And it tastes good.
It all depends on the steak, all depends on the thing, but bison will always win. Wins against chicken, wins against turkey, wins against salmon.
Good to know. And what about price-wise? Sorry, I have so many questions for you. Much of a difference?
Yeah, it is a little pricier because
Okay.
there's not very much of it around, and it is so much better for you. Consequently, you don't need to eat much more of it.
Okay.
We've got a beautiful recipe this morning. I'm
Okay.
going to show you. This is a nice little seasoning blend that I made with olive oil, and it has oregano, thyme, basil, sea salt, garlic, and black pepper. So all these wonderful aromas, and you just put a little bit on the outside of the steak like that, and then get it ready for the grill. Again, I'm cooking this morning on an indoor pan, a cast iron a grill pan. Get it as hot as you can stand, or
Okay.
preheat your outdoor grill for at least 20 minutes. You're going to cook them 7 minutes on the first side, flip 4 minutes on the second, done. Internal temperature of 120 is what you're looking for.
And do you really recommend with this that you need to check the internal temperature?
Yes, you do, because
Okay.
if you overcook it, because it's so lean and it's so good, if you overcook it, you've ruined it, especially the filet mignon. You're paying a lot of money, you're going to want to enjoy it.
Okay.
So I love this. This is a little Mediterranean salad. I've blanched and shocked the green beans, and I've got some Kalamata olives on there. And I'm going to take some feta cheese, and I like to buy it myself and cut it up, but you know, they have wonderful stuff in the store that's already shredded and seasoned. This kind of gives me a little bit of control, and plus I have my own flavorings. I don't want the flavorings of that seasoned feta cheese, and look how beautiful that is.
So you say go for the bigger chunks, a
Go
little
for
bit better?
bigger chunks, and then also I picked up these beautiful tomatoes at the farmer's market yesterday in Boulder, and I like to leave the stems on. It just looks prettier. Kind of make a little display around. Look how gorgeous that is.
Nice.
And then I am going to just chop up some fresh parsley.
Okay.
Just adds a burst of freshness and green and just makes things look so wonderful. Now our steaks have been resting. After you cook them, it's really important. Give them 10 minutes to relax.
Should they rest on what they were cooked on?
If you can reduce the heat and get them away from the heat so they don't continue cooking, that's fine. If
Okay.
not, put them on a plate
Okay.
and just let them hang out.
Okay.
Let that muscle kind of relax and jaw the
Give them a
juices back
cocktail,
inside.
an umbrella, let them relax for a while,
Exactly.
right?
And then just look how beautiful this is. We're going to place them on here.
Perfect.
And then we're going to cut this one up. Slice it really thin. Look at that gorgeous
Are you
color.
going for like a medium rare?
Yes, you're going to
Okay.
shoot for about a medium rare. Now, if it's my mother, you're going to want to make sure you cook it about. See, beautiful red color.
Beautiful.
Yep. And then we're going to place this on the platter. And then here's the trick. I'm a little snobby,
Okay.
so aged balsamic vinegar, only from Medina, only aged in wood casts, and as expensive as you can afford.
So what are we talking price-wise on that then?
This bottle here is about $47.
Okay,
I
but
think-
how long will this last you? I mean, you're
Long
not talking
time,
a lot. Okay.
long time, and just a nice little drizzle
It was very snobby.
all over everything. Yeah, I can't help it.
But it looks gorgeous.
Doesn't it?
Probably
And it
tastes
tastes,
fabulous.
it's really great. Just a drizzle all over there. And we've got our nice little Mediterranean grilled High Plains Bison filet mignon with fresh tomatoes, Kalamata olives, and feta cheese.
One last question.
Sure.
Before you're grilling, we were kind of talking about the seasoning that you've got on the bison right
Yes.
now. Can you go wrong? Sometimes I just open up my spice drawer and just grab whatever. Can you go wrong with mixing some stuff?
You can't if you know what you're doing.
Okay.
If you're kind of hesitant, my go-to, black pepper, granulated garlic, and sea salt.
Okay.
Always.
Simple enough.
A little bit of olive oil to help make that flavor crust, good strong heat to sear on the outside, and you're done.
Okay. From the snobby chef to you. No, it's fabulous. We love it.
you.
Thank you for the tips. Go to thedenverchannel.com. We're going to have all the recipes, all the good stuff on our website. We'll be right back after this.